The scenery on the north coast of Northern Ireland is absolutely stunning. And this breathtaking location is home to one of the world's most iconic motorcycle races. It takes place every May and has its own very special place in this amazing sport. This is the Northwest 200.
Look at the start that Todd's got, Steve. He is off the line like a rocket. Bike room. Oh, that is terrible. McLean came in too hot. Oh, look at that.
This famous race has been running for almost a century, and legends and heroes of motorcycling have all competed here, like the 5 times world champion Joey Dunlop.
It is Joey Dunlop who leads this race. Joey Dunlop, really, this is commitment now.
Multiple world Superbike champion Carl Fogarty, road racing hero Philip McCallan, and most recently the big bike record holder Glenn Irwin.
Checkered flag time. It is Glenn Irwin again from Davy Todd.
The circuit is unique, with riders reaching speeds of upwards of over 200 miles per hour. Its history and heart-pounding action captivate millions of people around the globe.
What a way to spend your week here in Northern Ireland.
With a backdrop of the beautiful Causeway Coast, the Northwest 200 ensures this country's status as the epicenter for thrilling motorcycle racing. And once again, the world's leading riders are here.
Michael Dunlop from Northern Ireland is the biggest name in road racing and a huge fan favourite. British Superbike rider Peter Hickman is regarded as one of the best talents in the sport. And his teammate is another Englishman, Davy Todd, who recorded a hat-trick here last year. Dean Harrison represents the official Honda racing team. He has 10 Northwest podiums and seeking a first win. Northern Ireland's Alistair Seeley is the event's record holder with 29 victories. He returns after missing the Northwest last year. And England's Ian Hutchinson rides for a team run by Northern Ireland's former BSB rider Michael Laverty.
The Northwest 200 transforms 9 miles of public roads into a heart-stopping circuit which always produces brilliant racing.
He's going to go round the outside. The long way round never works. It never works. The outside line will not work there. That's it.
Situated about an hour from Northern Ireland's capital, Belfast, the course is called the Triangle due to its shape and is renowned for its long, ultra-fast and sweeping straights between the towns of Portstewart, Coleraine and Portrush, where slipstreaming can be the real key to success. This pulsating racetrack finishes under a railway bridge and then along the famous Coast Road. There's certainly no time for riders to enjoy the view, as races are frequently won and lost on the final demanding chicane. The Triangle circuit, as it's known, framed by breathtaking scenery, pulsates with passion. And already we've had some dramatic racing. Here's what's happened so far.
What a start from Davy Todd. Oh, smoke.
Oh, well, that's not good. It's the end of Seeley's race.
Actually, no, up the slip road.
Mike Brown. I had high hopes for him actually here. Oh, and that was running it a bit tight. Gonna be Davy Todd on a brand new team, a brand new motorbike. He takes his first ever Superbike win. Supersport, what a great class this is.
Still around, he saw it mid-ladder. Todd, is he going to get it stopped? They touch.
Remarkable. If he gets that stopped, well, that was a minor miracle. Mickey D comes to play. That Ducati's got punch. Wow, look at that shot. Where the hell do you get that? Oh, there's 5 of them in it now. Oh, and he's going to drive past Richard Cooper. That's not just slipstream, you know, that's raw power.
Well, number 6 takes 6 Northwest 200 wins.
And it was impressive, Steve. There is no doubt about that. Here we go again. So the number 6, Michael Dunlop, chasing the 74 of Davy Todd. Davey Tobber on board with nice clear track for him. Look at that, what a vista.
Oh, that's not so good though.
Hello, Michael Dunlop has just blocked out the sunlight. Oh, that's a disaster at University. Did he miss a gear? Cheers all round.
This is the man, isn't he?
Michael Dunlop does it again, and it is a wonderful day out for everybody here on the North Coast. Wow.
Welcome to the Northwest 200.
We've got lots more spectacular racing to come around this famous street circuit. First up, it's the Super Twins. Well, this class has a history of always providing some exciting racing. And in pole position is a rider who has won the Super Twins 3 times before, the 3-time British champion, Richard Cooper. There are 2 Northern Ireland riders beside him on the front row, Adam McLean and Paul Jordan, both looking for their first Northwest 200 win. England's Peter Hickman won both Super Twin races last year, and veteran Jeremy McWilliams is a former MotoGP star. It's time to join our commentary team, Steve Parrish and Keith Ewan.
Some big stars on some very trick motorcycles. There it is then, Richard Cooper, Adam McLean, Paul Jordan across the front row, Peter Hickman, Jeremy McWilliams and Michael Sweeney on row 2, Jamie Coward, Michael Rutter and Pierre-Yves Bian on row 3.
AJ Ventnor there on that row, Neil Kernahan, Darryl Tweed, Barry Ferber, Marty Lemon, Daniel Ingram, Dean McMasters. That tops out that 5th row. So about to go, they look at the lights.
Lights out, and it's away we go. Who's made that whole shot? Adam McLean looks good on the 56 bike, but it's the 47 all tucked in. As usual, Richard Cooper blast down the seafront, and he is first down into the braking area at York.
Yeah, Richard Cooper, always a light little lad, gets off the line like you cannot believe there. Really, really fast on the KMR Kawasaki. We're on board with Cooper now.
Up the hill, and because he's so light, Steve, he just blasts up the hill, power to weight. These bikes really are so modified, so trick.
It started out as a relatively cheap class, but I think it's turned into a relatively expensive one. As you rightly say, a lot of bikes are modified considerably. They change the forks, swinging arm, the brakes, fairings, all the bodywork gets changed, and they've become what was the old 250 class, realistically, but they don't sound as nice.
They get more and more power out of them every single year as well, and on this course, that's what counts. Looking back at the 36 machine of Jamie Coward, he's on the KTS Racing powered by Stanley Stewart.
Passing Michael Rutter, who's in this class as well on the Yamaha. Michael Sweeney 65 on the Aprilia. Look at this, they're about 3 or 4 abreast here. Still do, these little bikes, still doing about 160 miles an hour, even with a headwind that we have today.
And slipstream really counts, you're right. It's quite a substantial headwind, and you get sucked into each other as well when you're side by side. 3 abreast, here we go, Rutter in the meat in the sandwich.
AJ Ventnor here, South African rider down the outside. Is he going to get it stopped? He's taking a wide line.
It is a wide line, but he's made it work. Over the link road then. This is all new tarmac again, and I think it's cleaned up pretty well, Steve.
Yeah, it has. It looks slippery, but it's got a fair amount of grip. So Richard Cooper, the man that's won this class 3 times before, he's on about 5 wins already around the Northwest 200. A little fella, but he can ride the Superbikes just as well as these little small machines.
These two already getting away. Peter Hickman, we're looking for his own developed motorcycle, and Peter Hickman's been spending quite a lot of time getting the best out of this Yamaha that he can. At the chicane then, Cooper is away. Oh, and there is the number 1 on the. That is a resplendent motorcycle. It's a great looking paint job, the swan job for Peter Hickman.
Very much so, yeah, look, you're right, he's developed this bike himself, but it's not quite fast enough, or someone's got the slipstream. It's virtually impossible to tell people how much this slipstream works. It's like DRS in Formula 1. Once you're behind someone, you've got 10, 15 Ks.
And you get another go at it as well. 2 bites of the cherry in one straight most of the time. Michael Runner on bike number 4. Behind him is the 36 of Jamie Coward as they blast through the chicane. Sweeney were on board with the Aprilia, looking pretty good. He's picking up a big slipstream now as we go down into the houses, heading down into Portrush for the first time. 4-lap race this. Oh, Peter Hickman getting the job to getting it stopped, but he does make the apex as Coward looks for the outside line. Well, they're all over the place. Any old line will do as long as it's a fast one.
Everyone's been affected today by the fact that it's a tailwind down into Metropole and, of course, into Mathis Chicane, so they're actually getting blown into the corners and they're carrying more speed when they get to the braking point.
65 there was Michael Sweeney looking for a good ride as well, and we look back up the track now. This man's going well. Barry Ferber from Bishop's Castle on the Yamaha, another Yamaha out there. That's Michael Rutter on bike number 4. into the chicane. A little steady, Michael looking relaxed, shall we say. The Batham's bike always looked lovely in that gold leaf paint.
First race of the day, of course, so the track, you never really know what the conditions are quite like, but nevertheless, Michael Rutter, who is team boss here, of course, for other riders as well.
The charge of the Light Brigade. Let's take a look back at this then, and yeah, that's not the way to do it. Good job the grass is dry this week. It's been absolutely wonderful, the weather here. Meanwhile, these two toughing it out at the moment. Oh, straight on. Hickman's gone straight on. Now then, you've got to stop, you've got to put your foot down, or you get a 10-second penalty. Or is it a breakdown?
I think it is a breakdown. He's just
gone straight through. Yeah, well, he gets a 10-second penalty if he carries on then.
Looking down at the bike, that's disappointing for that R7 Yamaha of Peter Hickman.
So, then there were two. Yeah, McWilliams is in third place. McWilliams is still third. So, 47. Richard Cooper crosses the line to complete another lap from Adam McLean. Has Adam McLean got the wherewithal? Hickman comes into pit lane then, and that's the end of his Super Twins race for the first Super. There's another one later on, so he gets another go at it.
Here we go. Slipstream City again. McLean on the Yamaha on the inside, and then he'll probably try and stay on the inside if he can keep in front. But Richard Cooper, 47, is great on the brakes. It's going to be a braking duel as they go down to the university. Here we go, 36 there.
That's Coward, and then it's 80 Ferber. So those two are battling it out as well as we look back from our cameraman. And pull out of the slipstream and then find yourself going backwards again. The 39 machine coming into view as well. That is AJ Ventnor from South Africa on the Kawasaki.
Doing a great job. It's a fast bike. That is the TH Racing machine.
Rutter on bike number 4. Michael Rutter going backwards in the braking area at the moment. So still it is. This battle at the front, it's really about strategy between these two. You can see Adam McLean, he's leading the way at the moment, but Richard Cooper pulls out of that slipstream and then drops backwards. I think he's hanging on a minute. I think he's playing a tactical race here.
I agree. I think there's a little bit of sandbagging going on there. I think he had the speed, the slipstream to get through. Oh, bit of a dodgy line there from
yeah, from McWilliams. So back on, looking back at Michael Rutter picking up a slipstream as they come down towards Port Rush.
Great camera work, fantastic.
Oh, look at this, 3 abreast as we
Sweeney's still in there
on the 65. 4 is Rutter on the inside of the 39 machine of Ventnor. And then it's Church Corner, the right-hander. Got to be careful here. Some big accidents through that right-hand corner.
Right, let's have a look. Richard Cooper in second position as we're looking down on him from the helicopter at the moment. I think he's rolling it a bit. I think he has a chance to pass now, but
well, this is it. Last lap of the 4 laps. So these two now have got it worked out. Richard Cooper is a wily old fox. He's not going to let him. He's not going to get mugged, but he's certainly going to try and do it to Adam McLean. Adam McLean, has he managed to get himself sorted out? Does he know where Richard Cooper is fast enough? He might have shown his hand a little earlier. He could have been sitting behind Cooper.
Yeah, possibly he can, but it's always awkward. Cooper's probably the slightly more experienced around this course. You know when someone's behind you. It's like someone's pulling the back off your leathers. You can feel them right behind you.
Especially these bikes as well. They're so noisy. You know exactly who's around. So these 4 battling out. But this is the race leaders. Who's it going to be? Will it be McLean? Will it be Richard Cooper? Both of them. It's down to tactics. Who makes it work into the chicanes, into the braking areas? Here comes Cooper down the outside into Port Rush now. We'll be hitting the brakes for the Metropole corner, be turning left any minute now. It looks like Cooper's gone to the front. He's only just going to get it stopped. He's got a little bit of the doctor's dangle there with the left leg out, trying to everything. Air brakes on, and he has made that work for him,
absolutely.
But only just.
The 42-year-old Richard Cooper here, he looks about 22, but nevertheless he's 42 years old. Huge extent. So now he's got to pull out enough lead because it's into the Bet McLean chicane is where a lot of the passing takes place, but I'm not sure if Adam McLean
is not close
enough. Near enough. He's not.
Oh, look at how Cooper is hot into there, really hot into there, and that almost cost him. He just about made it through this chicane, but he's on the way now. Just a long right-hander, a flick left, and he will be on the finish straight. The checker flag is waiting for Richard Cooper. Adam McLean has been outthought and thwarted in the first Super Twins race of Saturday. Cooper wins from McLean.
McWilliams third.
Cooper, McLean and McWilliams. What a trio. We'll see them on the podium. Michael Sweeney gets the better of Barry Ferber, Alan Ventnor and Michael Rutter. Christian Elkin back from injury in 8th place.
Your face says it all.
Yeah, you know, nice to get the first one out of the way. We're all excited to go motorbike racing, but I made a small mistake on lap 1 there. There was a little bit of damp on the outside of the track, and I was just a bit cautious on the entry. Went a little bit tight, and before I knew it, the apex crept up on me, and I thought, well, I could try and squeeze the brake and make this corner. The grass looked a safe option, and it was the safe option. And then, a fantastic race with Adam McLean there. His bike was working really well. I actually just settled into it, let him lead a lap or so, figured out where I could possibly make the move, and I learned a lot from Peter Hickman last year when he did that to me. I've noted that down, and yeah, we made the win. Wind direction's real strong, but started the day off with a win. Very happy.
Welcome to the Northwest 200.
Next up, it's the Superbikes.
Pole position for Peter Hickman from Davey Todd, his teammate, and Dean Harrison. That's the front row. Alistair Seeley, Michael Dunlop, Jamie Coward on row 2, Ian Hutchinson, Erno Costamo, the Finn, and John McGuinness are on row 3.
Fourth row, Paul Jordan, Mike Brown, Michael Rutter, Colin Cummins, Nathan Harrison, Josh Brooks, Sam West, David Johnson, and Michael Evans.
And if we work back a bit further, Michael Sweeney, Jonathan Goetschi, and Maurizio Bottalico is there as well. Now then, this is all about working it out, really, Steve, because the wind is still up. This is the first time they've had this headwind all week for the Superbikes, all the way down to University. So the lights are on. Who's it going to make it off the line? It's usually the 74 of Davey Todd. He's such a fast starter. He pulls across in front of the number 3 of Dean Harrison, but it's his teammate, the number 60 of Dean. Yes, it is Peter Hickman that pulls in as well. That's Michael Dunlop, number 6, looking for a way round. The 34 has already gone through, and that is Alistair Seeley got a great start as well as they work their way down to the hairpin and the braking area. Full tank of fuel. 6 laps this race, Steve.
Yeah, very much so, and it will be a tyre battle, I'm quite sure about that. It is a long, long race, 6 laps around it. Peter Hickman got away pretty well, but not as well as his teammate. How does number 74, Costello there?
Costamo, that is, he gets it proper sideways. It's probably a little bit of cold tyre. Look at Todd. He just is away at station corner. Hickman in second place.
It's been noted, it seems that the Metzler gets warmed up or gets into gear a little bit quicker than the Dunlops, and Todd is proving that. He's absolutely hammered this first quarter of the lap.
Top speed is down though, hugely. They're normally over 200 mile an hour on this, so that just goes to show you how much of a headwind they're forcing their way up against. And that, conversely, when we come back down towards Port Rush, they're going to have the tailwind. Be interesting to see how they are on the brakes.
Yeah, so this pack and they're slipstreaming each other. Look at Dunlop's in the back. Dunlop didn't get away that well, did he? He's sitting there. He's coming down the outside now. Michael Dunlop, look at this.
Long way round. That's all getting a bit tangled. There was number 12 in there as well, Ian Hutchinson. So Hutchie's back as well. We're looking back at Seeley on the 34 as we go onto the link road.
Seeley's on the super stock machine. Remember, he'd be down a bit on horsepower.
Yeah, not to mention perhaps later in the race, risking it a little bit with the brakes as well. They're not quite as good as a Superbike set of brakes as well. As we flick right and down, now we head back towards Port Rush. The triangle is about to be completed.
And this is where they've got the tailwind, so they'll actually be travelling faster going back this way.
Oops,
that's Connor Cummins, isn't it?
Connor Cummins overshot at University. He'll rejoin, but way out of the reckoning now. Now then, this chicane, let's keep an eye on what goes on here as they got that tailwind. Through goes Todd, he's made it okay. Hang on, there's Dunlop has gone down there.
And Hickman.
And it was Hickman as well. So at Mathers, they have both gone off the track, and they stop. They've got to stop and put their foot down.
That's the rules.
That is the rules, or you get a 10-second penalty. Going to be interesting to see how they sort that out. I didn't quite see whether they both stopped.
Well, Hickman did virtually, because he went off the pavement. If you look, they actually don't go down the slipper, they go down the pavement.
Actually,
so there's Hickman.
So Hickman goes through, Dunlop goes through, Hickman jumps across the grass
goes
and
to
goes to the stop box, but
stops.
Michael goes straight through and doesn't stop. He just rides the path. Well, that's going to be an interesting situation for the stewards.
Okay, right, well, there
we go.
And down the pavement.
So this is Hickman jumping across and back to the stop box. He didn't really stop, it was more of a scoot.
No, I think he probably saw Michael Dunlop didn't at all. Anyway, down the pavement.
He will be mad. Yeah. He will be mad as. So Hickman rejoins, but Dunlop, as we go through the Macroboy chicane now, looking back towards Michael Dunlop. This is where we've seen them before here, the Superbikes, full tank and the wind behind them, a tailwind.
Yeah.
Trying to stop into Metropole is is hard to judge at 200 miles an hour.
Well, it certainly was back there at Mathers, wasn't it? And I think it caught them out a little bit, the actual speed that
Oh,
they're
and
carrying
look, Dean Harrison has gone straight on. Dean Harrison's gone straight, and so has Michael Dunlop. Michael Dunlop has gone straight on as well. They've all gone straight on with the wind up their backside, and they can't stop their motorbikes.
And Hickey was the quickest at turning it around.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well, that's a double jeopardy for Michael Dunlop then.
Yeah, Hutchins did a quick 180 there and shot back out again.
Tell you what, that puts a few boys into the leaderboard that we maybe weren't expecting. Let's wait and see. Oh, the back wheel off the ground, and you just can't get it stopped. And you've got to go straight on. If you try tipping it in, you're just going to lose the front.
Yeah. Oh, that was
There we go. Look at Todd. He's been let right off the hook.
Well, you'd think, I mean, this is still a 6-lap race. We've got to remember that. But you'd think that was the job done, wouldn't you? I mean, look at the advantage that he has.
Looking back up the track, there's the number 1 bike of John McGuinness. John McGuinness in 3rd place now. So McGuinness is... Tell you what, Dean Harrison just absolutely flew past there. Picked up a massive slipstream.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I've ever seen a race like this. Half the top riders have all gone down the slip road. So there it is.
Seeley leads.
Yeah.
We're on board with Ian Hutchinson, the number 12 machine. Michael Laverty has got himself a Rhodes team as well now, as well as a British Championship team, a Grand Prix team, and of course several Spanish Championship teams. Look at the power of that. I tell you, that BMW is looking so quick of Michael Dunlop's.
It's a full factory bike. Sean Muir, it's come from the Rocket team as such, and it is probably the most powerful machine out here on the track at the moment. It is full World Superbike specification.
So back with Seeley on the SMS Nickel Oils racing machinery. Remember, this bike went bang on Thursday. And they've had to put a new motor in there. This is John McGuinness.
He's slip road.
Yeah, he missed the stop box altogether.
He has stopped.
And he's put his foot down. So John McGuinness adhering to the rules as they are. So Michael Dunlop looking very determined indeed, having gone straight on at the chicane and then straight on at Metropole. He's rejoined the race. There's Seeley going through on 34. 4 is Michael Rutter. 12 is Ian Hutchinson. Good to see Hutchie back racing at this level.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if that 10-second penalty's been put in for Dunlop. I don't think it has at the moment.
Well, they'll be sorting themselves out. It won't be popular. Oh, look at that. He just drives past Hutchinson. So Dunlop's machine, before we get to station corner, tips it in there. It's just about flat out through here on a Superbike once you're sorted and once the fuel load's gone down a little bit. Really quick. Now we've got that headwind again. And Dunlop's motorbike is not held up by that wind. It's still going for it.
On board with Ian Hutchinson.
Look at that.
Talk about suck the stickers off. That was extraordinary, the way he powered out of there. I think that Todd has some problems. His lap times are slowing.
Have dropped right off.
Yeah, really. He's dropped 2 or 3 seconds a
Could
lap.
it be a tyre? Well, we've been talking about it before. Doesn't take much to knock the... Or maybe he thinks he's got enough of a lead to not have to really put it down as hard as he was.
Can't imagine dropping 3-4 seconds. You might drop a second a lap knowing full well you've got that advantage, but there's some issues here, I think, with Todd.
There'll be some issues with Michael Dunlop, that is for sure. He's about to catch Peter Hickman. Here's Hickman, 184 miles an hour through station corner then. Now then, wait for it because it's coming. You know it is. Michael Dunlop has got a fast motorbike. There it is. Big slipstream. Plenty of horsepower. He's got in front of Hickman. Hickman's a big lad as well, so he'll provide a massive hole in the air for Dunlop to punch his way through. Now then, can Hickey get him back when we get down to the braking area at University? It does seem like a long way in a car, but on a racing motorbike at 200 mile an hour, you get there pretty quick. There's Todd. So your race leader, he punched away from the start, and then due to all the shenanigans going on behind him, he had a massive, massive lead. Alistair Seeley we're on board with now. Again, the magic roundabout. It's a long, long, long way on the left-hand side of the tyre. Then you flick right and head to Portrush.
Right, is Dunlop going to get in front of Todd on the road?
Well, we're heading towards the last lap. And with the pace of Michael Dunlop, he's there.
Right there.
Michael Dunlop is there. So Dunlop is on to Davy Todd. Davy Todd, wow, this is going to be tight as. Last lap time then. There it is, the flag. Hickman has been dispensed with back in 3rd place. Well, the 8-10 team are not going to be happy with this, are they, at the end of the day? I think Hickman put his foot down and did his best in the stop box. Michael Dunlop didn't, but then Michael Dunlop went straight on at Metropole and has had to recover from a... Well, I've never seen a deficit caught this big in a race here, ever.
I don't know what it is with Davey Todd. I don't know whether it's an engine problem, whether it's a tyre problem, but he has really dropped off the pace. We're going to see if it's powerful enough on the straight here now, aren't
Looks quick, and this is where Davey Todd punches out of these low-speed corners. That motorbike, he seems to have set up to do that really well. We're up at the Mill Road roundabout now, and Davey Todd seems good through this two section, but then when we get on the run to University, that BMW of Michael Dunlop is an animal. Look at the way Todd's bike punches off the corners, low-speed corners. Always looks really, really good.
Yeah, so you can't imagine there's much wrong with the engine performance.
Up to all station, and again, Michael Dunlop makes the pass, mirror signal manoeuvre, and just passes before we get to station. So Todd's bike isn't pushing out the horsepower, I don't think, that we might have expected, because, you know, you can't make that pass just there usually. Davey Todd then, he's looking at the rear end of Michael Dunlop. Dunlop on the last lap then, 6 laps of Superbikes. It bodes well, doesn't it? 2 wins on Thursday, and he's heading for his 3rd of the week already. Michael Dunlop hasn't won since 2016 here at the Northwest 200. And now, well, like buses, it's all coming at once. Davey Todd down through the gearbox. He seems a bit gentle. Where's Hickman? Hickman is still in 3rd place. Sounds sweet enough.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't sound anything wrong with it. Maybe it has a bit of a grip issue or something. There's something wrong for Davey Todd to drop off to these lap times.
The chances of coming back at this sector are pretty much nil from Michael Dunlop. If he makes another mistake, then maybe Todd will be able to get on top of him. But I have to say that that BMW over this final couple of sectors looks very, very good, very, very smooth.
You can see the BMWs had much bigger wings than anything else out there. Poor old Dean Harrison, who also went down the slip road, he's had unfortunately some way back in 5th position at the moment behind Seeley. Hutchie in 6th.
Brilliant ride from Seeley into 4th place on a Superstock bike, and especially since it's one that, bearing in mind how long the 29-time winner round here has been out of this particular racetrack. We've not seen him here for a while. So then, last lap time, last time they come to the Macroboy chicane. Dunlop has just got to make it neat and tidy. He does. No drama there at all. Now he's well on the way down to Metropole and into the braking area, and then the coast road.
And the crowd are going mad as always.
Still dusty there. I saw a bit of dust kicking up in the middle of the road there. But we're already into the braking area, and look at them waving all the way. Wait till we get to the grandstand just beside Church Corner here. They're going to be loving it. There we go. Look at that. Absolutely on their feet. Michael Dunlop gives them what they want. The Ulsterman is doing the business here at the Northwest 200, the opening Superbike race of the day. It's Saturday. It's beautiful. Under the bridge. Favourite part of the course, this, for me.
The crowd is absolutely enormous here today. I've never seen a crowd quite like it.
Just one chicane left to go that's meaningful. Dunlop will take it. Not easy, but he knows how to get through it. Into the braking area then at that chicane. Still dust on the track. That's cleaning up by the minute here. Listen to the crowd. You can hear them over the motorbikes. That's unusual. So through the chicane, neat and tidy. Now he's just got one long right-hander before he flicks it onto the start and finish straight to take the checkered flag. Michael Dunlop, there's an oil flag up in the road there, so there must be something slippery on the track somewhere. It won't bother him. He knows where it is. Checker flag time. Michael Dunlop does it again here in 2025. 2nd place goes to Davey Todd. 3rd place will be Peter Hickman. But I feel there might be just a little bit of a conversation going on after this race.
Yeah, there could easily be.
Dunlop, Todd, Hickman up on the podium. Seeley, brilliant 4th place for Seeley. Dean Harrison in the end only 5th. He'll be disappointed with that on the factory Superbike. Hutchison, McGuinness, Costamo, Brooks round out the top 9.
Michael, congratulations. What a ride. That is a 3rd win at this year's Northwest 200.
Yeah, good ride there. I think we've got a bit of a complaint from a couple of riders here in the park for me about we ran on the chicane. We were pushed into the chicane. Pete jumped over. They jumped over the grass, which was dangerous. We went over the curb. we got going, I ran on at Metropole again, come back to win. The rules is if you go through the chicane, as in you go through the stop box, you should stop, put your foot down. Safety reasons, I couldn't do that. I couldn't jump off the grass onto the stop box. It's just too dangerous. But they've obviously got a problem with it. But, you know, in the story, didn't gain an advantage. I caught everybody, won the race.
So Michael Dunlop makes it a hat-trick at the Northwest 200.
Welcome to the Northwest 200.
Next up are the Super Sports. Michael Dunlop won the first Super Sport race with a thrilling finale. Can he do it again? There will be lots of contenders with Dean Harrison, 12 podium finishes before today in pole position. And Richard Cooper, a winner in this class in the British Championship. With fellow Englishman Davy Todd, now a 7-time winner here, and certainly with a point to prove after that Superbike drama.
This has got to be one of the toughest classes to win. There's no doubt in that. All the manufacturers want to be in it to win it. Off pole, it will be Dean Harrison from Richard Cooper and Davy Todd. Michael Dunlop, Peter Hickman and Paul Jordan. That's a big second row. Adam McLean, Jamie Coward and Mike Brown round out the front three.
Yeah, always close racing. Alistair Seeley back this year. Ian Hutchinson, Josh Brooks, Michael Evans, Piers, Yves Bien, Michael Sweeney, Connor Cummins, Jeremy McWilliams in there, Nathan Harris, and of course Dunlop won the first one of these. He's got the new lap record. He took the lap record this time, and they're off the line again. It's got to be number one.
That was McLean that was getting in the air as well. So the 56 machine of Adam McLean went upwards rather than forwards, and that will have cost him dearly on the 56 bike. It did. He's gone right back down the pack.
As usual, number one. This time he's running number one. Davy Todd out in front. Harrison second, and that's Hickman third.
6 laps this one, 4 laps on Thursday, so it's a longer race for these guys to work it all out as we look back at the number 6 machine of Michael Dunlop. Certainly we thought that Ducati, well, it had more power than just about everything else on the first Supersport race. Will it be the same today, we wonder?
Of course, these guys have all, most of these top guys have all jumped off the Superbikes. These will feel like toys to them.
Except Richard, of course. Richard Cooper has not. This will be his first ride. He doesn't ride a Superbike, so he should be fresh on a Supersport machine and not have to make that transition from the big bikes back to these smaller powered bikes.
Flashing through Station Corner there. Even these are going through there about 170 miles, absolutely flat out through there.
Todd,
as we ride with Dean Harrison, and Todd gets in the slipstream. Here comes the
booming Ducati as well. So all of them side by side then. Big slipstream as the air is punched through as we run down to University. 180 odd miles an hour, normally 185 miles an hour even on these Supersport bikes. Just goes to show you how much of a headwind there is. The 666 in the middle is Peter Hickman on the Triumph as well. Triumph, Ducati, Yamaha, we've got them all in this race.
And Honda takes the lead, surely it is Dean Harrison, number 3, tips it into University. Wow, what a spectacle that was.
And we got it covered from the helicam as we go over the link road up to the Ballysally roundabout for the first time then. Harrison. The Malenko by Paget's machinery in second place. Then it's Peter Hickman on his own Triumph. The Trooper Triumph by PHR, Peter Hickman Racing. He preps that bike himself. Look at the lead already. I've got to say, that's a pretty big lead that Dean Harrison has managed to get. But of course, if they're slipstreaming, they'll be pulling themselves up to the back of Dean Harrison.
And Richard Cooper won't know about this tailwind. I know he's smart enough, but you can see from the windsock, the right up the rear end, and he goes down the inside. Surely he's not going to stop it. Number 47, Richard Cooper does on the Russell Racing
Who went
Yamaha.
up the slip road, though? 2 riders went down the slip road. They will have to put their foot down. It's Peter Hickman again. Peter Hickman and Alistair Seeley on the MSS prepped Kawasaki. Well, they've been working hard to get that bike sorted, but Seeley's messed that one up in the braking area. Peter Hickman then, wow, let's rub some paint off, shall we?
Listen, it's a beautiful sound that
Triumph,
Triumph,
does. 3-cylinder. And we look back from Alistair Seeley, so they're giving themselves a bit of work to do. The number 12 machine there is Ian Hutchinson. He's on the MLAV racing machine.
Even though they're doing about 170 miles an hour, they're side by side, and it doesn't look that fast at all, does it? This is the Kawasaki, isn't it?
Yep, 636 Kawasaki. They've had trouble with the fueling map and trying to get that sorted out over the last couple of days. Not enough track days, track time even. And it is, you're right, Michael Evans from Isle of Man on another Triumph. Down at Metropole. Different lines, 4 abreast into the braking area. Here comes Hickman.
After the stop box, and I think he did stop all perfectly okay. He's nearly overshot himself there, and everyone's all over the track.
He forced the 34 of Seeley out the way.
It's like Donington Park, really, isn't it?
Yeah, down into Redgate for the first time. Under the railway bridge. Up towards the coast road we go then, and it is Dean Harrison, but he's under pressure from Richard Cooper, who's under pressure from Davey Todd. Todd there on the number 1 machine. Clive Paget preps good motorbikes, and it'll need to be if it's going to win this.
Yeah, and they're sitting there, number 6. The man that won the first of the Supersport races on Thursday, of course, Michael Dunlop on that Ducati, which is a proper tool as well. It's come from the Aruba Ducati, the factory World Supersport team.
They kind of play it down in the Dunlop camp, don't they? Just how good their bikes are. The Superbike he's got is a full factory thing. This one, well, it's a little bit special if you ask me. And certainly when we saw it in the first Supersport race, he just drove past them on that last lap.
Yeah, it did have a huge amount of performance, didn't it? It really did. I know the slipstream comes into it, but it's certainly a real weapon.
Down into the braking area at York. York hairpin, bottom gear. Cooper closes in. Oh, sounds lovely.
Yeah, they grab third gear. Some hold on to third gear, some grab fourth, back third, then back to first gear again. A lot of first gear corners. I don't think many of the riders really like this roundabout. It's the wrong way round roundabout. Slows them down. It was supposed to slow everyone down for the station corner, but they're up to maximum speed by the time they get there nowadays with the acceleration. And you can see Cooper's speed on the bottom right-hand side, 127, 29, 30.
Is he going to make a pass before we get to station?
40.
He is going to make a pass by the time we get to station, so that's pretty impressive.
How many people have ever been around a corner at 155 miles an hour? Not me.
And I know that's a lie. So, slipstreaming down towards University Corner, side by side, looking for the advantage, trying to work out where you need to be on the track. Look at this, right out to the white line. I'll tell you what, that's a bit tight out there.
That's Todd.
And dirty out there as well, of course. Not many riders will be running that close to a white line. Todd goes through them. Looking back at Dean Harrison on the 3, he's on the white line all the way into the braking area too. Alongside Richard Cooper on 47, Cooper runs a little wide. He's a tough little devil, isn't he?
I think he ran a little wide because he saw number 1 Honda up the inside of him there.
Yeah, he doesn't give though. Cooper looking for another win in this class. It doesn't matter what Cooper rides, he's good on everything.
Yeah, he is. He's a most adaptable rider. He's even, I've raced with him actually as a teammate at Goodwood. He can jump on a Max Norton and squeeze everything out of it possible. Set the lap record at Goodwood on his 3rd lap, I think. I've never seen the place.
So again, now we run back down towards Portrush. Speed trap 179 mile an hour. That's number 30
there,
which is Jonathan Goetzky, the Frenchman on a Ducati again. Ducati just seems to have the grunt with the rules being what they are. Rules being what they are, they level these motorcycles all out. There might be different manufacturers, and the Ducati, if it was allowed to perform to its maximum, would be head and shoulders pretty much above everything else.
Well, yeah, capacity-wise, isn't it? It's the 990 machine, 900.
But they wind it back on the electronics so that it can't have that massive advantage. Everything is quite a close race. So, through goes Cooper. Little advantage for Cooper, but don't expect that to last too long. Past the little on your left. Down towards Metropole.
He's looking for the inside, but there's no room. Todd's
there is now.
He's moved across now, take the racing line.
Watch out for the manhole covers.
Harrison, is he going to do it? He does. Does he run wide?
Big flames from Richard Cooper as well. Coops was out wide, but he's pulled it back for the second apex. Watch out for Dunlop. Dunlop is right there now on bike number 6. He's going to be all over David Todd in a minute. Through Church, under the railway bridge, up towards the coast road.
Harrison good.
Harrison's great on the brakes. Wait for it when we get to this chicane. So good here. Up and over Black Hill. Now then, this is where the braking point is, and Harrison is great at this point. He really gets underneath Cooper. But he's given Cooper a bit of an advantage in knowing where he can do that. I don't know whether he's gone a little early just there, but Harrison at this part of the track, that Honda seems to work really well for him. The 56 machine of Adam McLean has pulled out. That's him done and dusted. Last lap time, Dean Harrison leads as we go through the start and finish area. Now then, can Harrison pull out enough of a lead to keep Cooper behind him, or Dunlop behind him? Dunlop now with that booming Ducati is placing himself right where Richard Cooper doesn't want him to be.
And where he was in the first race on Thursday, he just waited, sat here, and I think it's going to be after the end of the straight into University we're going to start to see what's going on.
Well, last time it was the run down to Portrush, wasn't it, where he made his move. He got that drive out of the chicanes, out of the Mathers chicane, out of McElroy chicane, and then just disappeared into the distance.
Right, now you think at this point Dean Harrison, that lead he's got is good enough. Trust me, it's not going to be. We're still got a big battle on. We've got 3/4 of a lap to go.
Yeah, Dunlop's still got work to do. You can see how much of effort he's got to make to get up onto Richard Cooper, but he managed to make a pass before station last time around, but not this time. Right, this is it then, flat out. It's all about slipstream now. Dean Harrison provided the slipstream to start with. Richard Cooper goes through. Dunlop is alongside Dean Harrison. They are side by side. The Ducati should just have the legs on the Honda, but it hasn't, as Dean Harrison comes back again. Doesn't seem to be quite as sharp, that Ducati, in this Supersport race as it did in the first Supersport race on Thursday.
I'd agree with you. I completely agree with you. Now, is that atmospherics, conditions? Have they adjusted something? We're going to find out. It's not bad, but it's not as fast as it looked on Thursday. We say that he takes the lead.
It's
surely.
Dunlop making the difference in this race by the look to me. I don't think he's got a faster motorbike than everyone else this time around, but Dunlop is making the difference, and he hits the front over the link road. Then we go through the magic roundabout, and then it's the big flick drag down towards Metropole. The tailwind will assist all of them. You can hear that Ducati booming away at the front.
Right out to the white line. Okay, Richard Cooper here. He's light, he's fast, he's got in the slipstream. Those two exhaust pipes out the back, Ducati trying to blow him back, but
that's remarkable. You wouldn't have seen that on Thursday. The R6 is an old motorcycle. It's still a fast motorcycle. Cooper's R6 is incredible, but here comes Michael Dunlop again. Who's it going to be? Richard Cooper has the advantage from Dunlop, from Dean Harrison.
This was where Thursday Dunlop just blasted past. He kind of just overtook, like we said, mirror, signal and pass. And today we've got Richard Cooper out in front. I'm just looking, he's got a bit of a distance in front already towards Mathers, to McElroy.
Here into the braking area then. Through goes Cooper. Dunlop is in a good position, but so is Dean Harrison. Dean Harrison has the best of the slipstream. If you've got two bikes in front, Alistair Seeley slips underneath Peter Hickman to take the 666 and the position that Peter Hickman was holding. Peter Hickman a bit subdued in this Supersport race, I would suggest. Here we go then. This is the last lap, I remind you. Dean Harrison looks at the inside of Dunlop and forces Dunlop back into third place. Cooper runs a little wide. Dunlop drives underneath them. Dunlop drives right underneath them. That's going to get the crowd on their feet. There's no doubt about it. But Dean Harrison holds him off at Church. Through goes Richard Cooper. Now then, there's one more big passing place that we've got here as they blast up onto the coast road. Can Dean Harrison do it yet again at the chicane?
What a race. What a race we've got here. Any one of these three, still it's who's going to get the run out of here.
Oh, good run there for Dean Harrison, but he's on the wrong side. He's got to get underneath Richard Cooper. Here comes Dunlop as well. He's round the outside of Dean Harrison into the braking area of the chicane. We're going to go now. This is it. It's all about who has got the sharpest tactics here. Dean Harrison goes underneath, but he lets them off. Richard Cooper lets the brakes off, and Dunlop looks for the plate. Oh my! Well, I've never seen anything like it. Richard Cooper stayed on after leaping out of the seat, and he surely will win. Again, the stewards are going to have to look at that because he used the inside of that course. But it is Richard Cooper from Dean Harrison, from Michael Dunlop, as they come to the line, flag out. What a finish. Cooper was just so determined to not let anybody by.
Dunlop was the only one that stayed on the track.
Cooper, Harrison, Dunlop, unbelievable trio. Davey Todd gets fourth place. He might be grateful for not being in that particular battle. Hickman fifth, Alistair Seeley in sixth. Brooks, Jordan, Hutchison and Keys round out the top 10. Yes!
Richard Cooper, wow. What a race, what a finish.
Yeah, you know, lap one, I was like, I'm having this. You know, Michael beat me fair and square, race one. He had that one. This one, there was no way. Once I seen the come up the inside there, I just let the brakes off. Who got through that chicane in one piece, in my eyes, was just, their win was for the taking. And fantastic. I think all races should be 4 laps because there's no rest up. You know, we all know that you have to give 100%. I enjoy winning Super Twin races, but to win a Supersport race on a Saturday in front of these fans is something special.
So a 6th win for Richard Cooper at the Northwest 200. For now, from all of us here on the North Coast, it's bye-bye.